My name is Kendall Kenders, and today I will be talking about the experience machine, an idea brought up by Robert Nozick in his book Anarchy, State, and Utopia. The philosophical problem. This section about the experience machine raises the question of whether or not humans should plug inside the machine for the rest of their life. I would like to argue that it is not worth it for humanity to plug inside the experience machine for the rest of their life. Here, I will present my four main reasons as to why I believe this truth over the experience machine. 1. No free will is not worth it inside the experience machine, because a pre-programmed life means that we will have no free will inside the machine. Nozick explains, it seems too that once on the machine, a person will not make any choices, and certainly would not choose anything freely. In other words, once you are in the machine for life, there is no going back, and all the choices or actions that were pre-programmed will truly take control over you. 2. This different kind of human interaction is not worth it, because human interaction cannot compare to the connections we experience on the outside. Nozick shares, one of the distressing things about the experience machine, as described, is that you are alone in your particular illusion. There is something so special about the way we can connect with other individuals that the experience machine will never be able to replicate. Only God can create his image bearers and genuine human relationships. 3. The inability to change emotions is not worth it, because we cannot live completely off of happy emotions. Nozick explains, we want to experience other feelings too, ones with valuable aspects that happiness does not possess as strongly. This author expresses that there are many emotions that hold value in shaping us and complement different events for our life. A variety of emotions leads to mental, physical, and spiritual growth, something that happiness cannot do on its own. Number 4. The uncertainty of reality is not worth it, while certainty of reality will not truly exist. Nozick states, of course, while on the tank you won't know that you're there. You'll think it's all actually happening. The only way we can truly be certain of our reality is if we make the conscious choice to avoid the machine, instead of stepping into a complete lie of our life. Our awareness of the machine is certainty of our existence. There is so much more value in a challenging reality rather than a pleasurable delusion. To better understand these 4 points, I've structured them in a standard form argument to see how these pieces connect and how I came to my conclusion. 1. No free will is not worth it inside the experience machine. 2. This different kind of human interaction is not worth it inside the experience machine. 3. The inability to change emotions is not worth it inside the experience machine. 4. Uncertainty of reality is not worth it inside the experience machine. 5. If no free will, a different kind of human interaction, inability to change emotions, and uncertainty of reality are not worth it inside the experience machine, then the rest of our life is not worth it inside the experience machine. 6. So, the rest of our life is not worth it inside the experience machine. Moving on, I would like to take a look and summarize one of the strongest points Nozick brings up for not plugging into the machine for life. Nozick presents in his explanation the importance of experiencing emotions other than pure happiness. He explains, of course, we wish people to have many such moments and days of happiness, yet it is not clear that we want those moments constantly or want our lives to consist wholly and only of them. The experience of other emotions is desired and essential for human maturing. Not only this, but the author shares how happiness often branches off into other activities that eventually establish additional and much deeper emotions. A completely happy life is not realistic and honestly doesn't make much sense. We need other emotions in order to function appropriately through different life circumstances. Next, I would like to add some additional and personal evidence to fit in with Nozick's argument. I believe that a variety of emotions within our human experience forces us to grow and mature from our past selves. There's so much more depth within our characters when more than just one emotion is at play. An endless consistency of happiness will result in boring and unfluctuating personality. From a believer's perspective, I also understand that if we didn't experience emotions such as fear or anxiety, there would be no room for us to place our faith. If everything in our lives was perfect, there would be no need to place our trust in the Lord. God assures us that the life of a believer will face many obstacles and challenges. A popular verse from the Bible is James 1:2-4, which says, Count it all joy, my brothers, when you meet trials of various kinds, for you know that the testing of your faith produces steadfastness. And let steadfastness have its full effect, that you may be perfect and complete, lacking in nothing. What this means is that the Lord doesn't completely stop all the challenges within our lives because He wants us to be able to prove our trust and faithfulness to Him. The reality of any human, whether you're a believer or not, is that life should and will be hard at times. Moving on, I would like to present a potential naysayer to Nozick's point and how I would respond to them. Some people may hear Novik's strong argument and say, why can't we be happy forever since we already experienced so much distress and hardship in our past life? This may seem like a good objection, but there are some flaws that I need to point out. If someone chooses to go in the experience machine for life, it is likely impossible for them to look back at bad memories. The satisfaction of their utopia will leave no room for thoughts of any past suffering because it would completely ruin the idea of this life of perfection. The point of the machine is to escape the pain of the past and only experience what is desired. With this being said, going to the machine for life will almost be like starting from square one with our emotions, but from there on out, they will only be positive. To continue my point from earlier, a mixture of good and bad emotions is what keeps us as humans developing and finding who we are. As I come to a close, I want to clarify that self-transformation is what I care about most in my attempt to avoid the experience machine. No free will, a different kind of human interaction, the inability to change emotions, and our uncertainty of reality all have a notable impact on this idea of self-transformation. The experience machine ultimately eliminates any potential for self-transformation by cutting off these main factors. These four elements almost act as a glue that keeps the process of self-transformation moving. I also want to be clear that a temporary amount of time inside the machine could potentially transform you or could teach you new things about yourself, but a lifetime in there will not be the same. If you choose a life in the experience machine, self-transformation will never compare to how you could transform within the real world, designed by our Creator. Thank you for listening to my take on the experience machine, and I hope you enjoyed my presentation.